So boom, check this out. I figured out the mystery of digital paper. But I still love the ReMarkable 2. Find out why. Hey everybody, welcome back to Writer Gadgets and Workflow with KL Brady. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. So, listen, today is really kind of sort of mostly all about the ReMarkable 2. Okay, I have been using it for like the last 2 weeks, I guess, trying to figure out how to integrate it into my writing workflow. And so this show started out being all about the ReMarkable 2. But guys, as I got into the features, right, I realized that I could not leave my other writing tools out of this mix, right? I have to talk about them because I got to talk about the features um, and why they're all relevant. All the features I'm going to talk about are super relevant to writing workflow, and they don't all exist in one tool. That's the thing that kind of sucks, right? So what you got to do is kind of figure out which features you most require for your writing workflow, and then the one tool that contains most of those features, then that's the tool that's going to be for you. Okay. So I know what you're thinking. So what's this all about, Carla? Didn't you just say that you love the ReMarkable 2? What's with the contradictory talk? Like, it's so funny. Like, I'm in a group about the books, right? And the books features, and they always say, "Oh no, you shouldn't have gotten the books. You should have gotten the iPad, right? Or you shouldn't get you should send your remarkable back and get the books." I see that all the time. People are making these recommendations. I don't think these people really understand, at least from a writer's perspective, what the requirements are and why one tool is actually better over another for certain functions, right? So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. That's I think it's so critical to making decisions about what you want to buy, okay? And what's going to be useful for you. All right. I got to tell you, for me, the ReMarkable 2 is remarkable. See what I did there? They've really designed this with writers in mind, okay? But not just book writers, okay? Not just authors, but journalists, you know, anybody, researchers, students, anybody who has to write a lot for whatever reason. This is a great tool for you. And they really had you in mind with this. And I have to say, it became starkly apparent to me that this is truly a writing tool. It was meant for writing specifically, as opposed to the Apple iPad or the Boox Max. Okay, so this is meant for writing, truly writing, and you're going to find out why I say that in a few minutes. So I do have an admission to make. This is my books. There was an update for this. I was on the struggle bus, for real. I was on the struggle bus for a few weeks trying to get this updated. And before the update, honestly, I had put it aside. I hadn't really used it daily in a while. And then when I got the thing updated, the updates are fantastic. So, this is back in it, man. This tool is back in it, I have to say. But It's still not the ReMarkable 2. Usually what I do is I start out talking about stuff that I like because I want to start out on a positive note, and then I talk about the negatives. But this time, I gotta say, I don't have a whole lot of negatives. So I'm gonna knock the negatives out first, and then I will talk about the positives. 1, the pen. Okay, let me tell you something. The pen, look at this. Okay, so you see, the pen is magnetic, right? And so it stays on there pretty good, question about it, right? And you can see here, like I'm shaking it. I'm not weak. I'm not a weak kid, right? Like I'm shaking it, this thing's not coming off. I lost it for like 3 days and couldn't find it anywhere. I struggled. Let me tell you, I was so upset because I was like, if I had to buy another pen, I am not going to be happy. See, the pen stays on. As long as you carry the ReMarkable like this, the pen stays on fine. It's not a problem. If you walk around like this, the pen stays on, and pretty much like your ReMarkable's not coming out of there. When you stack this, when you stack it in a bunch of other stuff, like I did, I took it downstairs like this, and somehow the pen got knocked off when I stacked it in a bunch of other stuff, and it fell on my office floor, and my office floor has like a black, partial black carpet, and it fell right on the black part, and you couldn't see the pen. Obviously, my pen is black. So you couldn't see the pen on the floor. I couldn't see it. I kept looking, couldn't find it. So one recommendation that I would make for you guys is if you get this fancy pen, and you guys saw my unboxing video, you know why I got this, because of the eraser. But if you get this pen, put something on it. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to wrap a little piece of like electrical tape around it for color, like a little piece of red or yellow. I think those are the only 2 colors I have. But that way, if I drop it, I can see it. If you stack it with a bunch of stuff, it can get knocked off. That, you see, it comes off that easily. So keep an eye on your pen. Make sure that it doesn't fall off. And then make sure you somehow have it marked. They even have those like finders. Like I was at that point where, I think it's like $80. It's not a cheap pen to replace. So you definitely want to be careful about that. I lost it for 3 days. Okay, I lost this pen for 3 days. That sucked. Number 2, I gotta tell you, I really miss having a backlight on this. I have to use my book light. But if you're in a dark lighting, you're not going to be able to see this very well. It's just a fact. Sorry. You do have to sit in a lighted area if it's night. If it's daytime, you're great. It's groovy. If you want to use this, I'm a night writer. If you want to use this at night, I'm telling you, it's going to be a little struggle. So it's missing the backlight. You must have a book light. Okay. Number 3. There's no dictation or read back capability. Now, I will tell you, both the iPad and the Boox Max have dictation capability where you can speak the words and it will, translate your text into typewriting. And so this one has a read back capability, the Apple iPad. This does not have either. And I kind of felt that this week. As I told you, I fell back in love with my books. I kind of felt that. I actually needed it for a critical thing, something I was doing at work. And I was using this to take notes, but then I realized, man, this would be so much easier if I had that dictation capability. I missed it. You kind of miss having that if you've had it in other things. So, number 4, PDF capability. I have to tell you, that as PDF capability, manipulating PDFs, using, using certain features. This pretty much has minimal features. It allows you to put a PDF in here, and it allows you to annotate and mark it up. Okay, pretty basic. My Boox Max, which I will show you in maybe the next episode. When you see all the features that this has in terms of PDFs, if you have to deal with a lot of PDFs all the time for editing manuscripts, if you're a manuscript editor versus a writer, like, this is something you might want to consider for that, seriously. The capabilities on this one are time savers. They give you time back in your day. This is pretty basic. Again, you can do the functions on here, but it's pretty basic. So I will tell you, that is definitely a drawback. Like, they didn't really improve a whole lot of that experience over the ReMarkable 1. All right, so now I've gotten past all the negatives, and there weren't that many, you see. Okay, things I love about the ReMarkable 2. 1, the app is fabulous. The app is what makes it super easy to use. I have it downloaded on my Apple products. I have it downloaded on my PC. And it is functional both ways. It is easy to get your documents onto this. It is easy to move documents back and forth. It's easy to get documents off the app onto my computer. I cannot say enough great things about that. That app is very user-friendly. It's very basic, very simple. It really looks like the, it really looks like the ReMarkable, but like the interface. So that makes it really easy to use. You guys rocked on the app. It's not fancy. It's just easy. To me, out of all three of these, they make it easy to get to your files, to move files, to view files, to put them in the right place where you can find them. No question about it. To me, it's not a contest. In terms of ease, it doesn't get much easier than this. The next thing I have to say to get this sucker started is so fast. Oh my gosh. It's super fast. Okay, so when I had meetings this week and I needed to just grab something really quickly to turn on and quickly get involved in a meeting, I mean, this is fast. They make it pretty fast on the iPad too. And it's that fast to get notes up when you have the Apple Pen. So I have a note page here that I can start writing on. That fast. It's just a double tap and it goes straight to your notepad. So this is fast, right? But this is big. It's heavier. It's a little more unwieldy to like get going. And this is super easy, super light to pick up, easy. I'm picking this up. Let me tell you something. This sucker is heavy. I'm just saying. This is easy, light. You can just pick it up. You're gone. You're out of there. I can tell you personally, this is like I could use this to exercise and build muscle. The iPad is not like, I mean, this is a computer pretty much, right? And this is a tablet, but it is borderline computer because of the features. So these are heavy and they're big. I told you about the scritch, right? I know there's probably a more technical term for it, but for me, it's the scritch. You hear that? You hear that? That's beautiful. And then with this beautiful pen, You can, change the settings for the erasing, right? But this erases. You just turn it upside down and it erases. There's no other tool on the market that's going to give you that. Nothing. I love that sound. It really makes me feel productive. Neither one of these is going to give you that experience. Okay, I gotta say. Not the iPad, not the Boox Max. You will not get that experience on those. Hands down, best Scritch ever. Okay? The organization. I told you guys about the folders. That you can have folders, and then you have folders and folders and nested folders, folders and folders and folders. For organization, this is and I'm going to show you big time why that is so critical. I didn't even get it, until I had to do something this week with my manuscripts. I didn't get the importance of having that folder structure and what is lacking in the other tools that is in the ReMarkable. It's a kicker. It's so clutch. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Carla, okay, fine, great features, but, how do I use it in my writing workflow? How does it help me get from no words and no pages to a book? Okay, that's what really matters, right? Okay, so here are the big functions. So now I'm going to give you a quick ReMarkable demo, okay, to show you how easy it is to use all of the wonderful features, how fast it is to get it on and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can see my ReMarkable is sleeping right now. So all you have to do is hit the button at the top, and I'm gonna cancel this so that we'll go back out to the home page, right? So normally we would start with the home page, right? So this is the home page. And it's just basic functions. Here's your files. Here's documents that you just upload to the ReMarkable without putting them in a file somewhere, okay? Without the organization. Of course, these are all your files. This is your main menu here. So you can quickly, what they do is categorize, books, notebooks that you created on this yourself, things that you imported as PDFs, and then ebooks that you imported. And then you can star things as your favorite. It's very basic. Trash, you can quickly delete stuff. And then, this is your settings, okay? I'm not going to go into the settings today again. You guys can, there's plenty of other videos that are going to go through that kind of stuff with you, okay? So what I'm getting down to is writing workflow. So the first thing I want to do, and I'm just going to show you with this test one that I created. First thing I want to do is make myself a folder. Super easy to make yourself a folder. You just hit plus, you type in a name, my stuff, and you hit create, okay? Then you have your my stuff folder, okay? But we're not using the my stuff file. I just want to show you how easy it is. So you go to my files, and then I have this vlog file because I have all the templates already up to show you. So just want to show you, okay? So when you get ready to write your book, you're gonna just pick out your loose leaf. So this is just a piece of loose leaf paper, and in order to create pages, that's how easy it is. Just a swipe. Yeah, I can write my book. I told you guys about my notebooks and how the challenge in running out of paper. You could do this forever and you'll never run out of paper. And you can have different size lines. You can have college rule, versus the wide rule versus the legal pad. I mean, they have all different kinds of templates that you can use, okay? Okay, so then the next thing I told you guys about is they have planners, right? So you can create a notebook to just plan your week. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. So you could, instead of buying a weekly planner, right? You, this is one of the templates they have that you can use to like plan your, your to-do list for the week. As a writer, if you have writing goals or things like that, it's easy to capture that stuff there. What else here? And this is your checklist. So if you look at this, you can see change name of character, capitalize. So you can make all your notes about things that you need to do in your writing workflow. And then as you get those things done, you could just go through and check them off. Yep, got that done, that. And you can even give yourself deadlines. So it's even got that on here, right? So the checklist is super helpful. All right, and then they actually also have, and I'm not sure if this is going to come, yeah, and they also have a storyboard, and you can use the storyboard however you want. Like, they have it where you could draw pictures. I mean, this is meant for like people that do graphic art. So you can, draw and then, write the storyline here. But I actually use these to, chapter 1, Mickey, okay? And then I might do the write down. So just ideas, jot down ideas and stuff. But you can use these how you want. So don't think just because you get a template and they mean for you to use it one way that you have to use it that way. You don't have to. So that's a storyboard template that you can use, okay? Beautiful. All right. So those are four things that you can really use for your workflow. Now let me show you this. Okay. So this is a PDF, right, of one of my books. And I just wanted to be able to show you how easy it is to mark up. So if I want to say I need to get rid of that, capitalize that. So you can easily pull up, I can write notes to the side. You hear that scratch? That's so beautiful. So you can easily edit and make your markings, right? Your editor's marks. And then go back and you can enter the edits using this, or you can send this to yourself. And it's as simple as sharing this. Send by email. You can select send by email and just send it to you. So if you put in an email, I'm not going to do it now because all my email stuff is there for work and stuff. But you could just hit email and send it. And that's it. And it's gone. Very easy. And then what I want to show you guys is the character recognition. So you see my handwriting, right? I mean, it's like all over the place. I did like part, print, part cursive. It's all different. I did not it's not neat. It's all over the place, right? So you see that. All right. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can convert this you're writing to text. It doesn't matter what kind of template you use, it will convert it for you. Okay, so you just go to this little notebook here at the bottom and you go to page overview. Okay, now you go to page overview. What you're going to want to do, there's multiple options up here. One, you can convert text, right? Two, you can send it as an email. Three, this is awesome. This is a new feature that they've introduced from the RM1, which is you can say I'm writing something and then I need to add a page, something you can't do in a notebook. If you need to add a page, I can add a page. Sorry about that. Go to the page overview. So you could just add a page, right? So if it'll add it to the right of wherever you, whichever one you highlight. You can't do that in a notebook. So let's say I was writing in a notebook and then I realized, oh, I missed 2 whole chapters. Then I have to make a note to myself to go back. Here, I can just enter some more pages and write those 2 chapters where they're supposed to be. That is awesome, okay? You can move the files from one place to another, from one folder to another, okay? You can duplicate pages, and of course you can delete. Now, what I want to show you is converting to text. So when you're converting to text, you have to select all the pages that you want to convert. Actually, I can take these out because they're new, okay? And then you just hit convert. And if you guys can see that, it's exactly what I wrote. Even with my scribbling in some places, with my going back between print and cursive, it still picked it up pretty well. So the convert text function is huge on this, huge. So I remember when I would write notebooks, right? I would have to go back and type up the whole notebook. So I'd sit and write notebooks front to back, and then I have to go back and try to decipher my language and figure out what I wrote. And it would take days and days and days. Literally, I can write for days and days and days. And use the convert to text function. Convert it to text, email it to myself, and copy and paste it into a document within minutes. Within minutes. Time saver. So that is the huge benefit of this. Okay, I get that some of that functionality in the books for sure, right? But it's not really easy to come by in the iPad, and that is the difference. So when people tell you, oh, you don't need the books, go get the iPad, or you don't need the ReMarkable, get the books with iPad. Those are the things that you really have to keep in mind. There are huge differences in terms of how you work, and you have to understand how you work and your requirements before you go picking the tools. Now, so what's up, Carla? What's the big mystery? Okay, what's the big mystery, Carla? You said there was this big mystery and you solved the mystery about what's going on with the digital paper. All right, I'm getting to that. Here it is. Here's mystery solved. Okay. So one of the big things that you're going to need as a writer is organization. I was talking to you guys in the last video about how I had my stacks of notebooks and keeping all that stuff in one place, how critical it was to keep it all in one place so I could find my notes, so I could find my checklists, all that stuff that I want to be able to keep it together. Okay, here's what I learned about the ReMarkable, the iPad, the difference, iPad and the books. You listening? I'm telling you, this is the showstopper. The ReMarkable is the only one out of these 3 tools that allows you to create a folder and put all your files in one place. It allows you to open a folder and write your book, make your checklist, create your storyboard, upload your EPUB into that file, upload the PDF you're using to review your manuscript into that file. This is the only tool that allows you to put it all in one place, where you can just open up the tool, open up the file, and find everything there. You can't do that on the iPad. I tried. Let's put it this way. It's super easy and fast to do on the ReMarkable. I could probably struggle with it on the iPad because of the iCloud, right? But it would take a lot of effort for me to get that together, where it can be done in seconds on this. It would take me probably half an hour to figure out how to get it all in one place where it's easy to find, that it's easy to get to, and that I can find all my files in one place, right? Because I got to move things from Note, and I got to move things from Notability, and then I have to save things as PDFs and move them here or there or whatever. The Word files, I got to move them all in, and then I got to get them onto the iCloud, and then I got to get them into the right folder. It's not easy. I can create all that stuff from one folder in here, whereas in here, it ain't so. I'm creating it from different apps, and then I have to save it to one file. And then you have to make sure that you are moving it to the right place in the right way. It's a bear to try and do on here. And you functionally cannot do it on the Boox Max. You cannot create one folder and save all of your notes that you write, your handwritten notes and your templates and all that kind of stuff, and your documents, your PDF documents are literally kept in separate locations on this, and you cannot bring them together. At least I could not, and I tried. Okay, so somebody might come up and say, oh, no, you can. Let me tell you something. If you could do it, it's so hard that it's not worth my time. I don't have time to sit and figure that out. If they make it that hard to figure out how to do, I don't have time for it. Just don't have time for it. Now, what I will say is that it will allow you, like, you can connect to a cloud. Honestly, my cloud still doesn't work. Like, I tried to connect this to Dropbox. It was not an easy process. It was hard. Things are not easy, is what I'm saying. Things are super easy with the ReMarkable. And that, it's a time saver. And when you have a busy schedule and you have a nutso job, like I have a nutso job, I'm telling you, in terms of time saving, things being instinctive, easy to use, pick up, like seriously, there's no competition, right? This ReMarkable is your tool for that, for organization, for being able to keep everything in one folder very easily. No competition. That is the big difference with these. Yes, these have other functions, right? They do a lot more stuff. They're more versatile tools. But how versatile do you need to be when you're writing, right? The other thing is, look how thin this is. This thing is like 1,000 pounds. This is like 900 pounds. This is like 2 pounds. It's so light, easy. Yeah, it's probably more than 2 pounds in real weight, but I'm saying in terms of when you compare it to those two, it's super light. It's super thin, super portable. I mean, those are the big differences. Again, when it comes to writing workflow and your whole creativity workflow and being able to keep all that stuff in one place, that's what makes the ReMarkable remarkable. You would think it's so basic that you should be able to do it on anything, and you can't. You can't. But if you have to pick one, that's really a choice that you're going to have to understand the features of each before you pick and understand what you need to do in terms of your own writing workflow. Okay? It's critical that you understand that. And now, even this was a learning experience for me. I'm like, if I'm working on something and I need to keep everything in one place, now I know what tool I need to do. Boom. That's this. When I can keep it basic, and when it's about writing and then having a bunch of notes and having a bunch of checklists and all of that kind of stuff, when I need to do those kinds of things for whatever project I'm working on, that's this. And that's the ReMarkable. The iPad and the books have other functions. So in the next episode, I'm going to tell you about the books and what makes that tool so special. And you may find, again, if you're not so much a creator but an editor, you may actually find that that tool better suits your needs than this one. Okay, that is all I have got for today. Seriously, I hope that was useful for you. I hope that I helped you understand, in terms of writing workflow, some of the differences that will help you decide which tool works best for you and which you need to do what you need to do. Please, if you like my content, like and subscribe, okay? Definitely look out for the next episode when I'll be talking about the Boox Max 2. And of course, I can never talk about one without talking about the others. So between the books, the iPad, and the ReMarkable, they will probably all make an appearance in that episode as well for comparison reasons, so that you can see truly the differences. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you next time.